Hi friends, it is Tuesdays with Tonya. I am Tonya here with My County Link, and today I am in Bradford, Ohio. So I've pulled some information that I want to talk to you about today. It's a gorgeous sunny day here. It's a little windy, so I hope you'll be able to hear me okay. So I wanted to talk about the Bradford in the beginning. The village of Bradford, Ohio is situated in both Newberry and Adams Township. So actually the town itself sits in Darke County and Miami County. So that's kind of a unique setting here in Bradford. So they're in both counties. Sorry, my paper is really wanting to fly. Let me try to catch this. Okay, here, I think we're in a softer spot here. So it was both Newberry and Adams Township, just like we said, Miami and Darke counties. Now the village dates back to 1857 when the first train reached the end of the railhead here at the Miami-Darke County line. At that time, this area of Ohio was thick, rich forest with prairies and swampland, sections breaking with the trees. Now, during the early 18th century, this same area had been hunting ground for the Shawnee Indians. In 1868, the Cincinnati, Columbus, and Indiana Central Railroad Company built a roundhouse at the junction of their tracks that was located in western Miami County. This was the starting point of the town. The railroad company completed 12 stalls of their roundhouse at Bradford, then increased the number to 24, and then to finally 48 stalls for the upkeep of their steam engines. The town was first called Richmond, and then Richmond Junction, then Union City, which is ironic, right? Because Union City is clear on the other side of the county. So then Union City Junction. But in 1868, it received the name of Bradford, or Bradford Junction, from Tom Bradford, who was a mail agent on the Cincinnati, Columbus, and Indiana Central Railroad. Now then it goes on to say that Charles Rapp, who lived on the Miami County side, is considered the town's first official mail carrier. Now this is kind of fun. He was hired by the railroad company to deliver the mail within a designated area around the depot. The depot consisted of an old boxcar. The mail was carried around in Charlie's pockets and in his hat and delivered as he ran into the recipients or visited the businesses. Before Mr. Rapp was hired to deliver the mail, area residents would need to travel to Covington or Gettysburg to receive their mail. In 1870, with some more wind, the first schoolhouse was erected on the Miami County side, which was used until the completion of the Union School building in 1876 on the Darke County side of town. Now, the cost of this construction was only $28,000. It was 4 stories high, including the basement. There was a large school bell, and the entire building was heated by steam. Here comes our sun again. Now, down on here, it also said then Aaron Wade was one of Bradford's pioneers and the first jeweler in town, and he served in the Civil War and was a member, I'll get my turned over here, of the Grand Army of the Republic. Aaron was remembered as a quiet man who was well loved by the children in town. His wife had died at an early age of 28, and leaving Aaron with an 8-year-old son named Clement F. Wade. He later died at the young age of 19. The grieving Doc, was what he was known as, Wade, directed all of the energies into business and land holdings, and he never remarried. During his later years, he expressed his love for the children of the community by establishing a special trust for the current and future generations of Bradford's youngest citizens. He founded the Wade Kindergarten School in Bradford, Ohio, here in 1923. He established a trust and left a very generous bequest of $8,000 for the creation and future maintenance of one of Ohio's first kindergarten classes in Bradford. The trust that Aaron created has served the Bradford community well over the years and is today still providing partial funding for the current kindergarten classes and a preschool program. Now, Bradford has a hometown hero as well. From 1914 to 1927, Bradford had a hometown son named Alan Sutton. I think I'm saying it right. Sotheron is his last name. It's Sothhoron. Play Major League Baseball for the Cleveland Indians and the St. Louis Browns. Allen later managed minor league baseball. He also managed the St. Louis Browns briefly in 1993 and coached both St. Louis teams, Browns and Cardinals, until he passed June 17th, 1939 in St. Louis. Now, there's also some information here in town that you can come by and read about. But some of the history here in Bradford in 1920 was the big Bradford fire. On the evening of August 3rd, 1920, Bradford's future was drastically changed. At about 10:30 p.m., two men were hurrying home after working at the railroad, the local railroad, the YMCA, which you can read about that. The YMCA had come through town that housed a lot of the men that were working on the railroad. As Johnny Layer and Delmer Fawn passed the Arnold Lumber Company on Miami Avenue, they caught the strong aroma of coal. So down here it says that they spotted the first flames of the lumber yard. The two men immediately ran to sound the alarm bell for the fire department. By the time the fire department arrived at the scene, the flames had grown and turned into a raging, fast-moving fire. The railroad had summoned its fire brigade to help with hoses, ladders, and making water available to the city. The fight to kill the growing fire had begun. Now, then it goes on to say that at the telephone exchange across the street from the burning lumber company, an operator by the name of Anna Lehman worked feverishly at the switchboard to summon out-of-town help. She finally left the building only minutes before the exit was closed off and the building consumed into the fire. So the Great Fire, as local residents still call it today, swept through the business district, destroying 34 businesses and 12 Miami homes. Sorry, let me repeat that. 34 businesses and 12 homes, most of which were located in the Iddings block of the villages of the corner, the Idding block of the village at the corner of Main and Miami streets. So that went, the fire went all the way through there. And it says here that Nate Iddings owned this area of building and property, and this was the very heart of the Bradford business district. The final estimate of losses totaled to well over $1 million. Later, it was discovered that practically none of the businesses were insured, so they could never afford to rebuild what had been lost. So this is another treasure over here in Darke County and Miami County here. They've got this fun caboose that's back here. I'm going to turn around and kind of show you that. They've got the marker I was telling you about, the fire. The mural across the way that I took the picture with is here. And then they also have a railroad museum that I would encourage you all to go out and check out and learn more about that. So let me turn it around. Over there you can see is the mural that I was at. And then here is this caboose that I was standing in front of, and it has a plaque out here, and it says this memorial and caboose were made possible by the contributors, former railroad employees, and their families whose names are listed on the back. So you can come out that out and you can see the names listed there. But again, keep going with me around Darke County and around our surrounding communities. Let's keep learning about our area, and then go on and Google and search some more. I had found this all on the history of Bradford online. So stay with me and we'll see you next week. Have a great day.